Hey guys, so as a complete shock to no one, the Netflix series Tomb Raider Legend of Lara Croft fails to chart on Netflix's top 10 list. Wow. Who we totally didn't see this coming. Tomb Raider Legend of Lara Croft appears to be a massive failure as the show failed to chart the Netflix's top 10 list. I mean, top 10. You know, if it's so great and amazing as these people are trying to make it seem like, oh my god, the numbers are great. Yeah. Uh Top 10 list the week it debuted on the streaming service. The show failed to generate even 1.8 million views, which was the amount of views that Prison Break season 1 generated for the week of October 7 to October 13, 2024. Tomb Raider Legend of Lara Croft debuted on Netflix on October 10th. So let's see what we got. We got number 10. So 10, Prison Break, Season 1. Number 9, Unsolved Mysteries, Volume 5. 8, The Perfect Couple, Limited Series. Number 7, Heartstopper, Season 3. 6, Ali Wong, Single Lady. Number 5, nice, The Amazing Digital Circus, very nice. Season 1. 4, Love is Blind, Season 7. 3, Monsters, the Lyle and Eric Mendez story. 2, Nobody Wants This. And number 1, Outer Banks, Season 4. Nice to see The Amazing Digital Circus is on there. It's well deserved. That show, there's a lot of detail that goes into that show. Even though it's only like 3 episodes so far. Not only did the show not chart in the first week, but it failed to chart in its second week as well. Of note, the animated series Gundam Requiem of Vengeance Season 1 did chart with 2.4 million views, which was good enough for 7th place. So 7th place is, yep, we got Gundam Requiem of Vengeance, Requiem for Vengeance. Number 10 is I Am Killer, I Am a Killer Season 5. Number 9, Ancient Apocalypse, The Americas. Number 8, Outer Banks, Season 1. Number 7 is Gundam. 6, Jurassic World Chaos Theory, Season 2. Love is Blind is number 5. Number 4, Monsters. Number 2, or number 3, which I think number 2 was that. Yeah, Nobody Wants This. Season 1 is down to number 3. The Lincoln Lawyer, Season 3 is number 2, and Outer Banks is number 1. Still. So. It's not surprising that the show did not chart, given initial reactions to the show's first trailer, which was released back in August, were overwhelmingly negative. Yeah. Like, you can see it. The trailer didn't get that. I mean, it's a lot of views, but given how popular Tomb Raider is, this is nothing. Even the, like to dislike, only 10,000 likes, 17,000 dislikes. So even then, it's not that great. I'm sorry. Numerous comments at the time trashed the show. One person wrote, I see Lara is still falling repeatedly. Oh boy, they left the comments section open again. Someone needs to teach Netflix the definition of a teaser trailer is. Where are her guns? And we're not just talking about the ones she uses to shoot. After the trailer got trashed, showrunner Tasha whatever, made things even worse by admitting that she wrote the show for little girls. Because it can't just be a show for everyone. It's got to be for little girls to be able to look at it and be inspired to be bigger than this. Just stop. Just stop. This is everything wrong with media now. Because you can never just write things to make it good. You've got to pander to some group of people. She was asked by IGN's Katie Rule if making the series animated allowed it to be seen by younger audiences. She responded, yeah, the hope was always that everyone could watch it. If you played the game and you have young kids, you can sit and watch it and enjoy this world with them. It's sort of a gateway drug to playing the video games if you're younger, but also, I definitely wrote it for us, for adults, for people who played the games their whole lives and really enjoyed it. And so the themes are very adult. There's still a lot of violence, but the animation, you're right, does allow for it to feel not as graphic, and it does create bigger space for more people to enjoy, which hopefully they do. I'm writing it for little girls as much as I'm writing for big girls. Claimed Lara Croft was a cold figure because she was previously written by men. So instead of keeping her as people liked her, both men and women, instead now she has to cry every episode. Give me a hug. Has to, break down and have feelings, and that's not what people were attracted by. The fact that she was badass woman, she loved to raid tombs, and not only that, keep the stuff that she found. Instead, here it's like, oh, here's all my father's stuff. I'm just gonna sell it all because these stolen artifacts have no place in the Croft Manor. So they've just taken her character and just completely destroyed anything that people used to like about it. But that's the way people write these days. She said, think it was fun to be able to have one scene where she does an incredible feat of strength or agility or what have you, the Lara thing, and then another scene where she's hugging a friend and is emotional with them. I think that's something we definitely want to explore in terms of Lara's womanhood. Because historically, she's been written by men, and yet men and women had no problem, and they related to her more than they do now. And I know she's not like that. Why? Do you know her personally? So that was the exciting part to see, sort of behind the veil of how she is in her everyday life. She also goes on to say that they're going to connect all the game timelines, and that the Lara we see here is eventually going to become the Lara that we see in the first games. That, the cold, distant one, the one that was written by men. Yeah, she's saying that she's eventually going to become that. So what's the point? I said this the first time. What's the point of having the character then? You're complaining that, oh, this character was written by men, but then you're going to have her eventually become the person who was written by men. It makes no sense. She attempted to do some damage control given the negative reaction to not only the trailer, but her comment as well. She spoke to Entertainment Weekly, telling the outlet, there is a desperate concern that the show is going to be too modern, which it is, and not enough of Lara we know and love, which there isn't. This Lara is a complete freaking dum-dum. I just want fans to know that this is the show that we've all been waiting for as fans. No, it's not. No, it's not. It feeds into all the stuff we love from the original games. No, it doesn't. Lara in those original games raided tombs and these places, and she kept what she took. She didn't study it and then donate it for to museums and this and that. She didn't it's wrong to take things from ancient civilizations. No. This is a show made by fans from top to bottom. Why you always lying? While she attempted to do damage control, those who watched the show saw their fears concerned. The show had an awful 5.3. Yeah. IGN, which basically gives everything a 7, gave the show a 5. When IGN, the one who shills for pretty much everyone, gives your show a 5, yeah, it's bad. It's bad. YouTube critic, Critical Drinker also lampooned the show. He said, aside from the god-awful Resident Evil series that I'm still having therapy for, I don't think I've seen any show misuse a source material in such spectacular fashion before. Tomb Raider is an effing embarrassment that shames the very name of Lara Croft, sacrifices character and story integrity to work in the tedious and cringy tropes of modern writing, wastes its talented voice cast on clunky dialogue, and rams it all home with crappy animation that looks like about 20 years out of date. In short, it's boring and pandering mess that proves once again why Lara Croft absolutely cannot be adapted for modern audiences. Yeah, yeah, it's modern television, modern anything is just the show's poor performance bodes ill for the future of Tomb Raider, as well as given Hugh Ho whatever revealed back in 2021 that the show was part of Crystal Dynamics' effort to unify the timelines of Tomb Raider. Like I said, so the soft, tender, sensitive, touchy feely. I have daddy issue. Lara Croft is eventually going to become what we see in the first games, despite the fact that the lore in this show already conflicts with the lore given in the first games about her family, and so it already conflicts. But who cares about that? Who cares about lore of a beloved franchise? Who cares? Who cares? Just be happy you're getting anything, right? She said the team of Crystal Dynamics is hard at work unifying the timelines of Tomb Raider, and we are so excited to be a part of that effort. She later said, I always wondered how Lara Croft became such an epic and brilliant hero. She's not a hero. She's so cool, so calm under pressure, and pretty witty, except here, where she's a freaking blubbering, crying snowflake who's like, oh, I need hugs. Oh, daddy issues. And oh, you left me. I still loved you. You know. So to the end, Tomb Raider anime series from Legendary Television and Netflix will provide fans like you and me around the world with some of the first steps towards unifying the Tomb Raider timelines as we transition beyond the Survivor trilogy and start to follow Lara's journey, leading up to the first steps of that first Tomb Raider game. There you go. As I said, they're going to try to turn this Lara Croft into what we know from the first game. Despite the fact that she's like, oh, that Lara Croft was created by men, and we didn't want to do that. We wanted a more down-to-earth Lara Croft that little girls could relate to. But then they're going to eventually show her as this cold, distant character. Like, what are you going for here? You bitch and complain about a character being created by men, but then you drive her to eventually become that character. These people have no freaking clue what they're doing with this character. She added, now part of that awesome task is about bringing together pieces from the different Tomb Raider eras, including some of Lara's friends and allies. That is why I'm so thrilled to introduce you to two additional actors who will join Earl Balon. He reprising his role as Jonah, and just as Zip, who they turn into a freaking flamboyant, stereotypical gay man. Because you can have masculine gay men and things. No. If you want a gay man, they have to be flamboyant. They have to have their nails painted and dress very flamboyantly and like, oh, you go get it, girl. No, because we can never just have a masculine gay man. Because that wouldn't sell very well, would it? Trust me when I say this is an exciting road ahead. Exciting road ahead of us, and I cannot wait for you to join us. In fact, she doubled down on an interview with IGN saying, I had the whole canon in my head because we were coming from the Survivor Series. So you had to so you had to honor who Lara Croft was and that person that she was in those games, but move her into the person she was in the games where we all started playing. Those early 90s games where she was just a very different person. And so it was really exciting to write to Lara becoming that person. Remember the Lara Croft that was created by men, the one that she didn't want because, oh, we need Lara Croft that little girls can look up to. How does someone who is like Lara from the Survivor series transform into that person? What goes on to drive her to become that person? Those were was those were was just the best question to have to deal with, and it was real exciting to work in more humor, which is what I really loved about her early days. Getting to kind of combine those two canons has been really fun. And they wonder why the show's not doing well. They wonder why they turned a ladies' man Zip into a flamboyant gay man. They turned Lara Croft into a touchy-feely, I need a hug every 2 seconds, crying about everything, no common sense whatsoever. They took a woman who was badass and turned her into this. They don't care about the character. And the show failing, no one's surprised. This is modern day writing. No one is surprised at all. At all. This is just more proof that Hollywood just they just can't do it. You know, remember when things used to come out, like I say with Disney, you know, you look at Disney nowadays. Disney used to be inspiration, imagination, uh and then any other I word that I could, let's see, inspiration, imagination, innovation. That's what Disney used to be. Now look at Disney. It's a husk of what it used to be. It's cold, it's heartless, it's dead inside. It just produces remakes and things that are just soulless. You know, people take beloved characters and the same thing. It's just soulless. They say it's, oh, for the fans, but it never is. It never is. If this was for the fans, this show would be amazing. I guarantee you, one true fan could outright any person on this show. You put them into a room with this writing staff, a true fan, I guarantee you that person would write circles around these people. Because they would write things that people actually want to see. It's not going to be, well, we decided to write her this way so that little girls could look up to her. You know, because there's a severe lack of feminine heroes in the world right now, so we needed someone for them to look up to. No, it would be Lara Croft as she's meant to be. You know, Tomb Raider, it's in the title, Tomb Raider, she raids tombs. But now it's like, oh, well, I just go in and find things, but I don't keep it. I don't keep it because that would be stealing from other cultures. All my father's stuff, oh, well, he has no right to keep those, and it feels good to take all his possessions and sell them because they weren't his to begin with. So that Lara Croft, they're going to somehow make into the Lara Croft from the first games who keeps everything and is cold, and they have absolutely no clue what they're doing. One true fan of the series could outright these writers any freaking day of the week. I've said before, get Melanie Mack in there. She loves Lara Croft. Seriously, she loves Lara Croft. She could write this character better than anyone else who works for this, you know, for who's writing for this show. And she'd probably do it for less. You have this overly paid writing staff that's ruining a character. You have one Melanie Mack on your team. You don't have to pay her much, and you're going to get a good character, as Lara should be. But this is modern writing. This is modern audience type bullcrap. They don't care. They don't care. But Netflix is top 10, not even on top 10. Not surprised. But that's going to do it for me. You guys know the drill. I'll see you guys later. Bye, guys.